Okay, let's check out this unit in action. I've got it set up on the stove with 2 mason jars in there. And again, can I say, this thing is big. Bigger than I'd expected. Not complaining, just saying. If we zoom in here, can you see the height of the box? It's in the shadow a little bit, my apologies. So, you know, this is over 16 inches tall. So going from the ring, my pot is over 7, and this whole thing is probably 17 inches tall. Unable to film anything too stupid. So that's how tall it is in the pot, bearing in mind it's about ½ inch off the bottom. 38 minutes left. So let's take a look at the water circulating and how the controls work. It's pretty intuitive. Okay, I'm hoping you can see the water circulate. See, it's coming around the sides. Oh, she originates back there, and it looks like it's coming up the middle and around the sides. Now, these mason jars do fill this pot up quite a bit, but it seems like there's plenty of circulating going on in there. It's very quiet, and the controls are very straightforward. So let's take a look. Right now it's set up so there's 37 minutes left, and it's set at 99.8 degrees. So if you want to change the temperature, push the button, and as soon as it starts flashing, you can use the plus and minus buttons to increase or decrease. And if you want to go faster, you just hold like that. So let's go back to 100 roughly. And then on the other side you have time. Push the time button. As soon as it starts flashing, you can change your time. Just like that. The red is on off. And then you can see this green light. So I'm going to raise the temperature, and you will see the light change to green, from green to red, showing that it has to build temperature. It's not where you set it yet. So I'm going to trick this into thinking it's not at the right temperature. So let's click temperature, and I'm going to turn it up to 120. And then as soon as it goes out, now the current temperature is 99.6. I set it to 120. You can see the light is red. And as soon as it reaches the temperature I set it to, it turns green. So that's kind of convenient. As you walk by, you can see if the temperature is where you set it. So just to see where we're at, I'm going to turn the temperature back down. I had it set to 100. I'm going to set it to 102. And let's see what happens. Has it climbed to 102 yet? Not yet. Okay, so 100.9. So hopefully this thing will, as it reaches 102, oh, there we go, turn green at 101.8. So remember, I had set it to 102, so it looks like it turned green within a couple of percentage points of the actual temperature I set it to. So I set it for 102. It seems like it's happy at 101.8. So looks like maybe a little bit of variance in temperature where you set it to compared to what the actual is going to be. Let's say we're done. Oh, you can also switch from Fahrenheit to centigrade very easily by holding the button, and that will give you the opportunity to switch. centigrade, hold, flashes a couple of times, Fahrenheit, just like that. So red button is to turn it on and off. Let's turn it off. So that's it. That's what you get when it's off. When you first plug it in, it turns on automatically. It's set at 55 degrees centigrade for 2 hours. Now, I don't necessarily know why that is the case, but obviously pushing the red button will turn it off. So let's see what happens when I turn it on. Will it remember where I set it? Oh, yes it does. I have set to 102 for 36 minutes. So see, even though it was off for a couple of minutes, it remembered where I'd set it, which could be good if you want to resume, and maybe bad if you want to choose a new setting, but anyway. So that's what you get. There is the box, nicely packaged. You get, believe it or not, a little recipe book in there, along with the manual. I have not looked all through the recipe book yet, so I'm not quite sure what to expect in there. Ooh. Okay, we get some really attractive photos. And all of those I would eat right now. For example, buffalo chicken wings. And of course, we know you can't quite cook this with the sous vide. However, it can be part of the prep. So that's what you get. Very impressed so far. It is large. That's the one thing I would say. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to pull it out of the pot. I'll show you how it clips on. Actually, you can kind of see from here. It has this clip that essentially just squeezes against the side of the pot. So the unit inside, which is metal, is just resting against the side of the pot. And it's on that kind of hokey looking clamp that squeezes the outside, and that keeps it suspended off the bottom. It says to please suspend off the bottom ½ inch, I think if it was, if I remember. So let's turn it off and pull it out. Okay, here's the unit out of the pot, and I've slid the clamp off. Actually, while we're at it, you can see the min and max, and obviously both those levels are above the holes. Those are water min and water max. And of course, when you put your food into the pot, remember the water level will rise. So if you've already got the pot pretty full, you don't want it to overflow, you don't want to go above max. I assume so water doesn't get near the electronics. But anyway, the clamp's very simple. It just slides around the body of the unit, and then this is what grabs onto the side of the pot. So a little unwieldy, but effective. So it goes on just like this. Just like that. Very simple affair. And then it just slides onto the unit. See if I can do this one-handed. It just slides on quite easily. To whatever height you desire. So let's set it up now and put it back in. So it's a little loose now. See how the clamp is sliding? But once we put it in there, we get some friction going, and then it tends to stay in place just fine. So let's see where we're at. If I want, I can slide it up and down inside the clamp. I did not choose a good angle for the lighting. So however, I've raised it up a little right there. Holds in place. It's a little kind of sideways. If I need it a little lower, I can slide it down through the clamp like that. So, you know, very simple function. It's only tight when it's in a pot, otherwise it slides right off. So that's it. Overall, very impressed. Super quiet. Looks good. It is just big. So there you have it. And this is our Sous Vide model 805A courtesy of Amazon. $1,000 and there's a model number. Alright, so far so good. Sorry about the lighting, winter's here. Okay, according to the instructions, when it's all done, notice 1 minute left, when it's all done, our indicator ring, our colored ring, is going to turn blue, and we're going to hear some beeps reminding us to take the food out. So let's see what happens when that happens. Also, a couple of pieces of information I see in the manual. These are questions I had before I bought this. What is the temperature range? And you can see here, 77 to 198.5. And the timer, this is a question I had I couldn't answer, from 0 to 99 minutes. So those are two questions I could not find the answer to online before I pulled the trigger. And then some very basic instructions. A couple of pictures. It's pretty intuitive. The manual's decent. Troubleshooting. Oh! There we go. So when the timer ended, we heard 5 quick beeps in a row. The light's blue, or purpley blue. Looks purple in real life, looks blue on camera. So that's another feature, was the food done, or should I say timer end feature of beeping and turning blue. So there you go. Thank you.